The Poco F3 is going to get 1 out of 3 bands for at&t 5G. It's going to get 6 out of the 9 bands for at&t 4G. It's going to get 3G on all of the bands and 2G on all of the bands. And if you guys want to hear more about the compatible carriers for the Poco F3 and whether or not you should buy the Poco F3 if you live in America, go ahead and make sure you watch to the end of this video. Now, if you guys like the content you see here, go ahead, hit the subscribe button for more of it. I cover tons of Xiaomi products and I have stuff on my website as well as my fan page, and I'll have a link to all that stuff down below. A question that I had from a recent video was whether or not I should buy the Poco F3 if I live in America. Now, the Poco F3 is kind of a weird device because either you don't care about camera and battery life isn't the biggest concern and performance is the biggest concern, or you're spending around the $400 and you want like a well-rounded smartphone experience. And that's not what the Poco F3 is going for. The Poco F3 is trying to give you the most performance with a good screen at the lowest price possible without really care for charging speed, battery life in general. It's got a 4,500 milliamp hour battery and no ability to cycle between the different screen refresh modes, and it's not an OTPL panel. So you're stuck at 120 Hertz. Whether or not you like that or you dislike that, that's up to you. Camera is from the Redmi K40. It's an old camera. It doesn't have the biggest of aperture. It's gonna be totally okay for daytime photos and not bad with Gcam. It'll probably be at a similar level to other $350, $400 phones sold in carrier stores in the US, but with probably a better processor. Now, the area that Americans specifically are going to be let down by in regards to the Poco F3 is going to be software. The majority of Android phones in America right now are the Samsung ones running the Samsung UI, or people use iPhone. Maybe you have some Motorola, some Asus, or some other kind of more American-friendly brands, but MIUI is going to be a thing that for Americans is going to be specifically foreign and confusing, because the idea of having advertising in software, or the potential of having advertising in software for, where did my wife go? Is going to be something that's a little bit new. So if you are an American and you are not familiar, is my camera? Yeah, and you are not familiar with MIUI, MIUI on the Poco F3 might be a weird adjustment. Editor Mitchell here. I was looking for like some of the best deals I could find on this, and the last time there was a China released device that got renamed and sold internationally, which was like the K20 Pro, people were using my affiliate links to go get the Mi 9T Pro, which was the international version, and they were getting sent a K20 Pro, or they were getting sent a K20 Pro with a homebrew custom ROM on it, and they were coming back to my videos complaining, which is why I like Giztop as a place to import phones. Now, Giztop right now has the Poco F3 international version with the Giztop 2-year warranty and their shipping and all that stuff for like $360. For $400 though, they also have the realme GT, which has the Snapdragon 888 Super AMOLED 120 Hz display and the same cameras. And I'll be doing a whole other separate video. Just want to give a heads up for you guys, and I'll have links for all of these stuff in the description. You can definitely put a custom ROM on it, but buying a phone only to put a custom ROM on it, I have a video about that. But let's talk for a second about the carriers that's going to work with. Now, if you're on Boost Mobile, you're not going to have any 5G. You're going to have 2 out of the 4G. Cricket, you're going to have 4 out of 5 4G, 1 out of 3 5G. It's not going to work that well on Project Fi for 5G, although for 4G it'll work okay. Ting, you'll have all of the Ting wireless 4G, but none of the 5G stuff. T-Mobile, which is something that I feel like a lot of people would possibly wanting to put this on T-Mobile, because T-Mobile has the bring your own phone thing. You are going to get one 5G band, 5 out of the 6 4G bands, and you'll have 3G totally fine on T-Mobile. So maybe for T-Mobile and for AT&T, it's not a bad choice. US Cellular, you're going to have all 4 4G bands. You are going to have one 3G band. US Cellular, it's going to work totally fine. Now, Verizon Wireless is going to be hit and miss depending upon where you live. You're going to get one of the 5G bands for Verizon Wireless, 4 out of 5 bands for 4G. You're going to get 0 bands for 3G and 0 bands for 2G, which is normally when you get out into the countryside in America, Verizon has really, really good 2 and 3G coverage. But if you have a Poco F3, you cannot rely on that at all. And it's kind of a similar story with the other kind of remaining MVNOs in America. So if you want a Poco F3 and you live in America, you kind of can't rely on it as a 5G device. As a 4G device, it's going to work okay with AT&T, although you're going to be missing 33% of the bands. It's going to work okay on T-Mobile, and you're going to be missing 1 band. US Cellular, it's going to work great. Google Project Fi, it might work okay because you're going to be getting 4 out of the 6 bands, but overall, you're not going to necessarily get the best reception coverage with the Poco F3 in America, outside of software, outside of features, outside of support, outside of warranty, just for compatibility. Hope this answered some questions. I will be having a link to where I'm getting this information in the description down below. Peace.